Okay, so right here we're taking a look at assembling a base 3-drawer cabinet. So this is one of the cabinets that is going into our kitchen here, and it's a 3-drawer bank. I've got my assembly sheet, and you can see that it defines the dimensions and gives me a list of all of my parts as well. So looking at this, we've got our left side, and you can see that on the side of the cabinet you have some assembly holes, and these are what we attach the sides to the deck with. You've got 3 holes here, 3 holes here, and 3 holes there, and each of those is for our drawer track, so we can mount our drawer slide directly into those holes using the 5mm Euro screws. And then obviously we have a groove for the back. We've got some more screws to hold the nailer in, and we've got another screw here and another screw up here, actually right there and right there, for our drawer stretchers. So 2 holes each for our drawer stretchers, and then in the very back, behind the back, we've got nailers for this cabinet. So that's what all of these holes are ready to receive. So that's your left and right side. We've got 2 top stretchers, 2 drawer stretchers, and 2 nailers. And you can take a look at this particular one is different than all the rest. It has a groove in it, and that top stretcher is the one that will be mounted directly over the back of the cabinet. So you can see that a little bit later. Just make sure that we don't accidentally install the top stretcher in a location other than where it specifically goes. The other ones are all the same. You can see these 5 pieces, even though 2 of them are drawer stretchers and 2 of them are nailers and 2 of them are top stretchers, these are all identical. Okay? We've got the bottom of the cabinet, which is in cabinet vision terminology, this is called the deck. So the deck has a groove in the back edge for the back. We've got our 1/4 inch back here, and we've got our drawer faces. We'll take a look at those in a little bit. First we want to do is put these stretchers aside, and we want to attach the drawer guides to the cabinet, because it will actually be easier for us to attach the drawer tracks to the cabinet before the cabinet is assembled. So looking at this, we've got the Blum Movento drawer slide. Right now this is their, aside from the tandem boxes, these are kind of their premium drawer guide. So it is a full extension, soft closing, and it has a little bit more adjustment features. I think the up-down adjustment feature in the front of the drawer slide is a lot better than the older tandem slide. So I like the adjustment feature on the front end of this track a lot better. The rear height adjustment is the same as the old track, but overall it has a better movement, quieter than the tandem slide. So you pay probably about an extra $10 for the Movento versus the standard tandem. So I've got my left drawer track that I'm going to install here.
How do you know it's the left one?
Well, this hook is going to be the back of the track, okay? So looking at the back of the track, it's going to be, I think, fairly obvious that this is the side that attaches to the cabinet, and this is the moving part of it. So looking at this from the front, that is a left side, okay? If we look at the mating track, the 2 of them together, okay, so here we've got the back of the track, the back of the track, the front of the track. This is going to be, actually, excuse me, this is going to be our right side, and this is going to be our left side, okay? So you can identify it. This gray device here is part of the soft closing mechanism. All right, so we take that left side and we mount it, left member of the track, we mount it on the left side, and you can see that there's a lot of holes on the sides of these tracks, okay? And we've machined holes so that we'll have a screw going in the 4th hole in that first set, the 3rd hole, and the back hole. And also, there's vertically 2 different sets of holes as well. So we're going to be using the top row of holes, okay, to correctly mount our track. So I've located that drawer track over the machined holes there. I'm going to go ahead and get a number 2 bit and my 5mm screws.
And you can check that, right, by making sure that the front edge of the drawer track is even with the front of the cabinet.
It's not perfectly even. It's actually set back, I think, 2mm.
Got it.
Okay, so the drawer track is not flush to the front of the cabinet. It's set back about 2mm. Okay, and just a second there. Okay, so I've got 3 screws holding that track in there. I need another left-hand track. Again, I'm going to line this up so that the top row of holes, the 4th one from the front, is going to be lining up with that milled machined hole. Okay, so I've got my 2nd track in. And let's see. This is the correct one right here. Okay. Actually, that's not the correct one. So, two demerits for that phone call. Okay, so again, we've got our drawer track lined up with the 3 holes. I'm going to go ahead and finish installing. Okay, so my drawer tracks are installed in that side of the cabinet. We're going to go ahead and install the drawer tracks on the other side of the cabinet as well.
Hey Maury, it's George. Can I call you right back?
All right, putting the screws into this. You can tell you're in the right location. One little clue. I'm just going to show you this right here. When you line your drawer track up, you should be looking at those screws, and keep in mind that we are going to have a drawer stretcher is going to fit right below that part right there. So those 2 screws that you're milling should be fitting right into the center of this board right there. Okay, so if you use the bottom set of holes, that it's going to move the track up and away from there. What that'll end up doing is raising the drawer track, and you'll have more clearance than you actually need. So we want this drawer track essentially to be butted right up against that nailer, or I mean that stretcher. Okay, so back to here. Okay, one more track. You can see right here, there's the little 2 mm setback from the front edge. Okay, so my drawer tracks are installed. I'm ready to go ahead and start assembling this cabinet. So I've got the right side of the cabinet right here. Actually, let me move this out of the way.
We're at 10 minutes.
All right, let's just take a break.